Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to have a presentation about energy geopolitics. IEA, World International Energy Agency, is always disclosing world energy outlook every year. 2 years ago, it mentioned about 4 revolutions in the energy market. First is the shale revolution in the United States. The United States is now the largest producer of oil and probably will gas. And this is a really dominant status. So US is now enjoying energy dominance of the world. Mr. Trump's policy of this fossil fuel is magnificent. Second revolution, solar photovoltaic revolution. IEA said solar photovoltaic will be the cheapest source of new electricity in the near years. And this is really surprising for me. Solar has been very expensive energy before, but future will be very different. What will happen to coal? What will happen to gas? What will happen to nuclear energy if that is the case? Third revolution is China. Green China. China's green revolution changed the world by using more gas and renewable energy. The fourth is electrification. Energy is served through electricity, not burning, but digitalization, electric vehicle, AI, big data. This is the fourth revolution. Look, out of these 4 revolutions, 3 of them, the latter 3 of them are happening in China or led by China. While US is still conventional leader, China is changing the world by 3 revolutions in the renewables. But China is not doing it for sustainability. This is the geopolitical strategy of China. Because by using more renewables, China can reduce dependency of oil from Middle East, very unstable Middle East, or from Russia by gas, or from gas and oil from United States. This is the energy independence policy of China. US is using fossil fuel, gas and oil. China is using renewables. Who will win in this game? China is the largest user of energy. US is the second largest. This is the big change in the energy market, and everybody must be aware and impacted by this contrast. This is the oil producers' game. US, the green is US, is taking advantage of high oil price, the red is oil price, and increasing the production by 6 million barrels per day, half of the Saudi's capacity. Saudi Arabia is blue, and yellow is Russia. And now, US is the largest producer. And to face with shale challenge, Russia and Saudi Arabia made a coalition by reducing production and pushing the price up. But that benefit always goes to the US. This is a big fight between US and Russia, Saudi Arabia. Where the Middle East oil goes. In the future, China, India, Japan, Korea are the importer of oil from Middle East. 90% of oil will go to Asia. Look, the United States will no longer need oil from the Middle East. Will US continue to defend the Persian Gulf free navigation of the Strait of Hormuz? This is a role for China, India, Korea, Japan, and Asian countries. Japan and China is fighting in the East China Sea or South China Sea, but we have to work closely together in the Persian Gulf. This is the Persian Gulf, Hormuz Strait. If disclosure happens closure happens in the Persian Gulf, we are going to lose 60 million barrels per day of supply. Huge problem for Asia. I am proposing to face this kind of shortage, China should join IEA, International Energy Agency, together with India. It is only limited to the OECD, but it is China's necessity to defend energy security of supply disruption of oil, together with India. India applied officially to be the member. It is China who should follow and come together the IEA. This is a really big change because United States is no longer need IEA. They are energy independent. The beneficiary of IEA is China and India. And also China is going to be the largest importer of LNG gas. United States is the largest exporter of the gas in the future. Two major players of the gas are fighting in the trade war. This will certainly impact the gas market. China is trying to use one belt, one road of pipeline and diversity of the sources of gas. But this protection of the sea lane shows the concern, raise the concern of the United States. This map I copied from American Defense Department's China report. Every year it's getting more and more details and very interesting. Energy issue is geopolitical and national security or military-related issue. This map is, this chart is depicting countries by gas or import dependency in the vertical line. In the horizontal line is oil import dependency. China needs now import about 60% of oil and 40% of gas, but eventually 80% of gas and 50% of gas should come from importation. India is much worse situation. Japan, Korea are importing 100% of oil and gas. It cannot be worse. United States moved different direction. They are exporting already gas and exporting oil very soon. So US position is much closer to Russia and Middle East in a geopolitical advantage. China and India should work closely with IEA countries like Japan, Korea, and Europe to defend its energy security by joining. India is much worse situation, so India applied first, but it's now that China's turn. Cost of solar and battery is going so low. So China's strategy is, another strategy is connecting grid lines around the country and together with neighboring countries. This big global energy interconnection is Belt and Road Initiative of electricity grid. Very strategic geopolitical move of China. Asia Super Grid, this is a Japanese idea. Masayoshi Son, the chairman of the SoftBank, is selling this idea by connecting. This is another interesting collective energy security and sustainability for Asia. Japan and China should work closely with making this kind of scenario in the future. Nuclear issue is very interesting. This photograph is from the L'Aquila summit in G8 in 2009. I was invited as an energy expert, and this is the first summit for President Obama. He patted on me, and you are the energy guy. I know energy issues very well. In the lunch, there are a good number of African leaders together. And the guy who was sitting next to me was Gaddafi. And he talked about colonialism issue. And then came Obama. I know Africa very well. It's the corruption is the issue he raised. And corruption has nothing to do with the colonialism. Total silence happened. Merkel said, yeah, corruption. The discussion changed from colonialism to corruption. But Gaddafi was killed by the invasion of United Nations Army and US, and that sent a terrible message to North Korea, because Gaddafi said, I gave up nuclear weapon myself, and I also tried to convince North Korea to do the same, but he didn't make it, and his mistake should never be repeated in Kim Jong-un's mind. So, energy issue, but nuclear is very much issue of security. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Japan should work more together with China to the non-proliferation regime, peaceful use of nuclear. This is the only way to get the trust Japan lost after the Fukushima accident about the nuclear power. We have to buy the plutonium from North Korea, and this helps, together with China, the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. I wish the nuclear issue is not only the economy or energy, but very important national security and geopolitical issue. Thank you very much for your attention.